Support WrestleTalk!
Follow us on Twitter.
WWE Evolution is just 1 week away, and looking at the current card, they're going to have to do something pretty drastic to fill it with some more matches. 6 are currently slated for the show, which is, I don't know, roughly 11 billion less than they usually have on a WWE card, meaning that Evolution is going to last a nanosecond? A womanosecond? And yes, obviously the women's roster is smaller than the men's, but when you consider that half of them have just been chucked into a battle royal, you think, maybe you could have just spread some of them out a bit. 2 battle royals. Kidding, singles matches. So, how will they fill the rest of the card? What's going to happen at the show? We don't know for sure, but there are plenty of rumours. I'm Laurie Blake, and these are 8 WWE Evolution rumours. Number 8. Women's Tag Titles. The mythical Women's Tag Titles have been rumoured to be coming for a long time. But like other myths, like the Minotaur, these rumours have been a load of old bull. WWE have been low-key moving the pieces to set up for their introduction though, with tag teams like The Boss and Hug Connection, the Iconics, Riot Squad, and the Empress's new Glow all getting a bit of TV time and keeping that tag team dream alive. Stephanie McMahon has even spoken to Sky Sports about the belts, although she did outright say that they won't be debuted at Evolution, which is exactly what somebody would say if the belts were debuting at Evolution. You sneaky Steph. Number 7, more legends. The first Women's Royal Rumble earlier this year was jam-packed with Hall of Famers and legendary female performers, and Evolution looks like it could be following suit. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Tori Wilson have all already been announced for matches, and the rumour is that more new blood versus old guard style bouts will be added to the card in future. Bayley has called out Ivory on Twitter, and Naomi has talked about facing Melina, so we could be seeing even more familiar faces on the show. They'll probably just chuck them in the Battle Royal though. Best place for them, these birds. Chuck them in the Battle Royal, let them get it all off their chest. Then it's off to Saudi for us boys. Let's tour in Riyadh. Let's tour in Riyadh. Sorry, that's just gone too far. Number 6. Asuka to turn heel. Since Asuka's undefeated streak was stopped by Charlotte at WrestleMania 34, some of the shine on the Empress of Tomorrow has worn off slightly. She went from the most dominant force on the roster to losing tag matches to the Iconics of all people. She fell so far, she ended up down under. According to the Wrestling Observer, WWE wants to turn Asuka heel in the future to make her a credible threat on the SmackDown roster once more, and the rumour is that this could be happening at Evolution in a Battle Royal. And it'd be a good move for her, really. She wasn't heel on NXT, but her badass character made the belt feel special. And if we get the rumoured double turn at Evolution between Charlotte and Becky, heel Asuka could be the perfect challenger to try and take the title from face Becky. Number 5, Trish and Lita to stick around. There would be way less card to fill if WWE just stopped turning singles matches into tag team things. And there would be more joy in my soul if they stopped naming tag teams such crap names as Besties, Best for Business. F*** off, just f*** off. So yeah, Lita and Trish Stratus will face off against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James because reasons, and the odds are the legends will pick up the win. Also, if reports are to be believed, the pair will do more than win. They'll be sticking around. According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, the Besties may continue as a tag team going forward and work future major shows as a team. We've gone from can't get no stratisfaction to, I'm completely stratified right now, so if you could just leave me be, that'd be great, thank you. Number 4, lots of NXT talent. So the NXT title is to be defended at Evolution as KAIRI Sane takes on Shayna Baszler, but there could be plenty of other female NXT stars on the show. We've got the Mae Young Classic final already booked in, and it's rumoured the NXT UK women's title will be defended and all. And we could always just pack the rest into the Battle Royal, because why the hell not? But seriously, if someone from NXT actually does win the Battle Royal, then that would be a hell of a way to call them up to the main roster, so I'm into that, just not the idea of every woman ever being in a Battle Royal. Number 3, Becky to retain. It's safe to assume that most people would be pegging Charlotte Flair as WWE's pick to walk out of Evolution with the SmackDown Women's Championship because they love her. with the kind of unconditional love one has for a child of Ric Flair's. She's also great, so they are right too. But the current odds are suggesting a different outcome to the match. Betting sites have Becky Lynch as the favourite to retain her title in the last woman standing match, even though the disarmer is sort of way less useful than a figure eight in a match all about standing up. If Becky does win, that will mean she has retained the belt successfully on 3 separate occasions, which usually would suggest she'd be looking for a new challenger. But this is WWE, so no doubt this feud will continue so far into the future that the planet will be ruled by damn dirty apes, and they'll get their own Evolution pay-per-view celebrating their evolution, and then Charlotte wins the belt. The apes go wild. Number 2, KAIRI SANE to retain. As I said earlier, KAIRI SANE will be squaring off against Shayna Baszler in a run back of their excellent NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 showing, in which SANE won the title. And the bookies have tapped SANE for the win at Evolution with odds in her favour. Which all makes sense because she's only had the belt a short amount of time, hasn't done much of note with it, and losing it now wouldn't exactly make sense at all. She would be the shortest reigning NXT Women's Champion ever. Also, Baszler is heavily rumoured to be heading up to the main roster in the near future, so SANE kind of gets off lightly there because Baszler is the absolute best. Number 1, AJ Lee to return. Now this one is about as likely as WWE suddenly giving a high-flying f*** about the cruiserweights, but that's why it's a rumour. The wife of WWE's most outspoken skeleton in the closet, AJ Lee, is rumoured to make an appearance at Evolution. According to the article from ringreport.com, WWE reached out to AJ several months ago with the hopes of luring her back for a match on the show. Considering the company fired AJ's husband CM Punk on their actual wedding day though, it feels like she would have just turned around and said, how about no, but meaner. But then again, money! So there's always hope. Cody Rhodes is recruiting WWE stars, apparently. But if you want to know more about this story, click the video on screen now and give us a subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest wrestling news. I've been El Fakador, and that was Lucha.